In this video, we'll be comparing two very important words, elements and compounds. So let's get started. If you're new here, welcome to BioSmash. I'm Jo, I'm a science teacher and a clinical scientist. Elements are the building blocks of everything on Earth. We know of about 100 different elements. You can think of elements as building blocks that come in about 100 different colours. Each colour is one element. And you can combine these building blocks or elements to build anything that you need. If you look out of your window, everything that you can see is made of elements. For example, water is made of the elements hydrogen and oxygen. The air is a combination of lots of elements, including carbon, argon, nitrogen, and oxygen. All of the different elements that we know about are displayed in the periodic table. Each box in the periodic table represents a different element, and each element has its own symbol. So a capital H is hydrogen. Some of the elements have symbols that are only a single letter, and that letter is the first letter of their name, such as O for oxygen, C for carbon, N for nitrogen. Some elements have a symbol that's a capital letter followed by a lowercase letter, such as He for helium. We couldn't use H for helium because H means hydrogen. And some elements have a symbol that doesn't seem to relate to their name, such as silver, which has the element symbol Ag. This is because silver has been around for such a long time, so we use the name that the Romans used, the Latin name that they called silver. The Romans called silver argentum, and so silver has the symbol Ag. Like everything, elements are made of particles, and those particles are called atoms. But the special thing about elements is that they each have only one type of atom in them. Oxygen is made of molecules, but those molecules contain two oxygen atoms joined together. So oxygen is an element because it contains only one type of atom. We use the formula O with a little 2 at the bottom to describe oxygen because the 2 tells us that oxygen contains two atoms of oxygen joined together. Hydrogen is a different element. Hydrogen is made of two hydrogen atoms joined together. We use the symbol H2 to represent hydrogen because hydrogen contains two atoms of hydrogen joined together, so that's why there's a little 2 and we always write it at the end, at the bottom. Helium gas is made of helium atoms. You've probably heard of helium because it's the gas that's found in balloons. Helium atoms tend to hang out on their own, so they do not join to each other, and we use the symbol He with no numbers to show that helium is made up of single helium atoms. If you're finding this video helpful, it might be good to click subscribe. It'll help you find my other videos. Now that we know what elements are, let's look at compounds. Compounds contain at least two different elements. This means that they're made up of at least two different types of atom. Water is an example of a compound. It's made up of one oxygen atom and two atoms of hydrogen, all joined together. Water has the formula H2O. The H with the 2 after it tells us that there are two atoms of hydrogen in water, and the O with no number after it tells us that there is one atom of oxygen. Carbon dioxide is also a compound. It's made up of atoms of carbon and atoms of oxygen bonded together. Carbon dioxide has the formula CO2. The single C with no number after it means there's one atom of carbon, and the O2 tells us that this is joined to two atoms of oxygen. Another compound you hear about a lot is sodium chloride, which is made up of atoms of sodium and atoms of chlorine. Sodium chloride is actually the scientific name for salt. So when you add salt to your dinner, you're actually adding sodium chloride. And sodium chloride has the formula NaCl, which tells us that there is one atom of sodium joined to one atom of chlorine because there are no numbers after the element symbols. Give this video a thumbs up if you're starting to understand this topic better. We've covered all of the key ideas now, so I've put together a little quiz so you can check if you can apply what you've learnt. I'm going to show you an example and you have to tell me if it's an element or a compound. Our first example is sulfur, which has the formula S8. I'm about to show you the answer, so pause the video now if you want more time. So sulfur is an element. You can find it in the periodic table. The formula also tells us that sulfur is an element because it contains only one capital letter. It contains an S followed by an 8, which tells us that there are 8 atoms of sulfur all joined together. Here's our second example, gold, which has the formula Au. Is this an element or a compound? The answer's coming in 3, 2, 1. Did you guess that it's an element? Because gold is a metal, it actually contains lots and lots of gold atoms all joined together. You'll find gold in the periodic table, which tells you it's an element. You can also tell it's an element because the symbol has only one capital letter. It's got the symbol Au. Here's our next example, glucose, which is what we call sugar. Glucose has got the formula C6H12O6. Is it an element or a compound? The answer's coming in 3, 2, 1. So glucose is an example of a compound. That's why you won't find glucose in the periodic table. The formula of glucose shows us it's a compound because it contains 3 different capital letters. There's a C with a 6, which tells us there's 6 carbons in glucose. The H with a 12 tells us there's 12 hydrogens. And the O6 tells us there are 6 oxygen atoms. What about this example, iron, which has a formula Fe? The answer's coming in 3, 2, 1. Iron is another example of an element, so you'll find it in the periodic table. The formula tells us that iron is an element because it contains one capital letter. And because iron is a metal, it contains lots and lots of the same type of atom, iron atoms, all joined together to form a solid. How did you do? Comment below to tell me your score. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, you might like to check out this video in the series next. Otherwise, this video may be interesting if you want to revise some biology. If you have any questions or you have any requests for future videos, then please do let me know. I'd love to hear from you.